Hi everyone, Salesforce Admin Training Day 21. Now today's topic is, we'll quickly go through the previous session overview and then we'll talk about the permission set and create a permission set, how to create a permission set and what are the properties of a permission set, and also we will say Garner limits within the properties and differences between the profile and permission set. What is a permission set group? How can we create a permission set group? And what are the properties of permission set group? And then we'll have a today's interview questions. Now, what did we learn in the last session? We have discussed about creating the profile, editing the profile view, different view of the profiles, license, right? Differences between the profile, user, and the license. Right, so we have seen and the introduction about the permission set. Now, we have a user and the license, and here is the profile. Right, so this is the user, profile, profile and license. User, license, and then profile. Right, so without profile or without license, I cannot create a user. I cannot create a user. So in order to create a user, profile license is mandatory as well as the profile is also mandatory. Now profile is dependent on the license. Based on the license selection, the profile will be displayed. The profile will be displayed. Now profile is basically what user can do is decided by the profile. Now profile has all kind of access, object level, right, field level, record level, app permission set, everything is available. Now in case if I wanted to extend the profile access, why we need to extend the profile access? Let's assume that there are multiple users holding the same profile. There are so many users, they are holding the same profile, right? So in that case, if they are holding the same profile, assume that out of this user, this is the user 1, user 2, user 3, user 4. Out of these users, one of a user need more access, right? So we have assigned the profile to the user 1, user 2, user 3, user 4. But the scenario is for user 1 need few more access. Right now, these users are able to access Marketing Cloud and the Sales Cloud, right? Now, this user 1 needs few more application access. Few more app access is required. Now, when we need a access to the few more, I cannot touch the profile. If I change the profile level, all the users will get a additional access. But I do not want all the users to assign the profile. All the users extend the access. Only the user 1 should be extended it. Now, in order to extend the access on top of the profile, what we will do is we will create a permission set. We will create permission set. Now, this permission set, what it does is on top of the profile, if there is any additional access is required, then we will assign this permission set to the user. we will assign the permission set to the user. So profile is a limited access. To extend the access of the user, then we will give the permission set, we will assign it. So that means user, if user has a profile and permission set, that means the person will be having, or this user will be having a additional access. User will be having a additional access. So permission set is extend the functionality of users without changing the profile level access. So that means we use a permission set to grant the additional access to the specific users on top of their existing profile. On top of the existing profile permissions without having to modify an existing profile, create new profiles, or a grant an administrator profile where it is not necessary, right? So permission set also controls the object permissions, field permission, user permissions, tab settings, app settings, Apex classes, Visual Force pages. These all controlled by the permission set. Now let's see how to create a permission set. In order to create a permission set, go to the setup, users, permission sets. Now click on the new button. When you click on the new button, it will open up the, when you click on this new button, now it will open up a page. Now this page is going to explain about the, what is the label, like name of the permission set. Name of the permission set. Automatically API name will be captured. When you enter the label, API name will be automatically captured. Then we have a description. Description is explains about the purpose of this particular permission set. The purpose of why we are creating the permission set. What is the purpose of creating the permission set is explained in the description. Now the next one is session activation required. Session activation is required. Now, this is basically if you want to make the permission set based on the session, right? So this permission set is session based permission set. When the session is active, then only the permission set what was there while logging into the this org, whatever the permission set contains, only that will be followed. Now, if you make a changes to the permission set, what you need to do is you need to log out and log in back to the session. So this is session activation is required. When the session is activated, then only it says that check this session activation required only when you want to make this permission set as a session based permission set, right? And then we have a license. License is not mandatory for the permission set, but in case if you want to keep a license, you can use it. In case if you want a license, you can use it. Now, if I use a license at the permission set level, what will happen? Now, when you apply a license on the permission set, resume. Now here I have a user and the license. Now this side permission set and the license. Now in case if you are creating a permission set, with the license, if you are creating it with the license, then assume that I'm creating a permission set here. When you create a permission set with the license, now how this permission set will be assigned to the user? If user license is equal to permission set license, then only you can assign it. That means license is not mandatory while creating the permission set, that is totally fine. But in case if you specify the license, Now, what are the user level license you have it? That license should match with the permission set license. Should match with permission set license. Then only you will be able to see the permission set. Then only you will be able to see the permission set, or you can assign the user to the permission set. You can assign the permission set to the user only when the license are same. User level license and the permission set level license. If both are same, then only you can assign the permission set to the user. So that's exactly it is written in the, like whenever I'm creating the permission set, let's say setup and search for a users. You have a permission set. Click on this permission set and then click on a new button. When you click on a new button, it will ask the label and the API name, description, session activation is required, and this session activation is required only. Apply this permission set only when the user session meet the specific criteria, right? And here license is not mandatory. You can choose the none. If you plan to assign the permission set to the multiple users with the different users and permission set license, just give a none. But if you want to specify the specific user license, now if you want users with the only one license type to the use permission set, or else you can choose the specific permission set license if you want the permission set license auto assigned with the permission set, right? So if you click on this, you can see all the user licenses. These are the different user licenses. Those are different user licenses. Now, usually in the real time, we will make it as a none, right? Now let's go ahead and create this. Now I'm creating, let's assume that what we will do is there is a one user. Now if we go to the users tab, now I clicked on this users. Now when I clicked on this users, now here we have a Virat Kohli. Now let's say that we log in as a Virat Kohli. Now copy this Virat Kohli. Let's log in. Log in as a Virat Kohli. Remind me later. Let's assume that this person is able to see only two applications. This person is able to see only two applications. Now we wanted to extend the visibility of the application for this user. This user is having a profile data sales admin. Now this user, whenever this user log in, this user should be able to see few more applications. That is a requirement. Now what I'll do is I'll create a permission set here. Let's say here app permission set. I'll click on save. Once we click on a save, it's exactly same as a profile, but you will be able to see like this: assigned apps, assigned connected app, object setting, app permission, Apex classes. This is exactly what we have seen in the profile level. Visual Force page access, right? External data source access, flow access. So all these access will be available in case if you want a admin or a general user permission, then you can go to the session permissions. Session permissions. Let's say here I'm going for a app permission. Click on this app permission. Let's click on refresh. Let's wait for some time. It's taking time. Let's go to the permission set. App permissions. Now this is the app permissions. Let's assume that we want to give a few more application access. So this is about the call center app permissions, content, app permission flow and flow orchestration, knowledge management, partner relationship, sales, right? So these are the different applications we have. Let's say, for example, no, it has, let me go back again. App permission set, assign apps. Let's go to the assign apps, click on the edit. Now assign apps is basically if you have any application that you wanted to see, like for suppose Swapna IT application, I wanted to show it to the user. Now if I click on save, now in the permission set, I have extended the one more application to see. But right now, this permission set is not assigned to anybody. This permission set is, we just added we assigned the application, but we have not assigned this permission set to the user. In order to assign this permission set to the user, I'll click on this manage assignments. Manage assignments. Now here, click on this add assignment. So when you click on add assignment, you have so many users you can see here. Right? You have so many users that is visible here. Now in case if you specify the license while creating the permission set, now you will not be able to see these many users. These many users it is showing because we have not selected the license while creating the permission set. Now let's assume that I am assigning this permission set to the Virat Kohli. Now click on this next app permission. Now here it has a expiry option for the assigned users. Now whoever is the access you are providing to that person, that means whatever this user is there, right? This user, we are assigning the permission set. When we assign this permission set, we have a certain expiration option is available at the app permission set. Now, expiration could be a no expiration date, or if you want to specify the expiration date, you can specify it, right? So, expiration can be a 1 day, 1 week, 30 days, 60 days, custom data. Like custom date, now you need to specify the end date by when you wanted this person to be ending it. Let's say that on 18th. On 18th, it should expire. That means on 18th, the person, what are the permission set that we are assigning to this user should be expired on the 18th August, or else if you want to make it till 31st August, till 31st August, you can make it till 31st August. After the 31st August, automatically this expiration will go. Automatically this expiration will go. Now click on a assign. Once it is assigned, now it says that Virat Kohli is assigned. Click on done. Now one of the user is added here. Now if you go to the users, now Virat Kohli, now before we have a 0 here, right? Now if I refresh this, it says that permission set assignment permission set assignment is 1. App permission set. App permission set. Now once you click on the assign, once it is assigned, you can go to the user level. In the user level, you can click on this permission set assignment or permission set assignment action required. Either of one. Now if you click on this, what will happen? It will say that app permission set is assigned. App permission set is assigned. Now if you wanted to come out of this org, now click on this delete button. Click on the delete button. Now if you click on the delete button, you will be completely out of that permission set. You will be completely out of that permission set. Right? So here, once this permission set is created, now if I refresh, now Virat Kohli will go away because we have deleted at the user level. At the user level, we have deleted. Now I cannot see anything. If I wanted to re-add it again, then what we have to do, we have to click on add assignment, then choose any user to add it, right? So add here June batch or whoever is the person, just add it, right? And then click on the next button. When you click on the next button, it says that this is the expiration. Assume that I do not want any expiration. I do not want to see this screen. This screen, I do not want to see. Now, in case if I do not want to see this screen, what we have to do is go to the user management settings. Go to the user management settings. Click on this user management settings. And here you have a permission set group assignment with expiration date. If I turn on this, I can see the expiration date here. I can see the expiration date here. If I turn off, again I'm refreshing this. If I refresh this permission set, now let's go to the from the beginning permission set. Now here app permission set. In the app permission set, I'll click on a manage assignment. If I click on a manage assignment, now what is the screen it is displaying it? Add assignment. It did not ask me that expiration date. It did not ask me expiration date. I can directly click on the add assignment and then I can select it and then I can assign. Click on the assign button so that this user is assigned to this permission set. This user is assigned to this permission set. Click on done button. Click on done button. Now here we have a app permission set. Now if I go back to the user again, now here we can see user level permission set is assigned. Right, so permission set is assigned, which is a app permission set. Again, I'm deleting it. Click on a delete. Click on a user, right? So deleted. We have deleted the permission set here. We have deleted the permission set. Now, if I go back here and click on this permission set, if I click on a permission set, I cannot see the user because we have deleted at the user level. Right. Again, I'm changing back the expiration date. If I click on a expiration date enable, now here we have a permission set. Click on this refresh button. Once I click on a refresh button, now we have a add assignment. Let's go back to the permission set. Open the app permission set and manage assignments. If I click on manage assignment, the screen is changed here. Now add assignment. Now it is showing me the expiration date. Now let me select the user, Virat Kohli, and click on the next button and specify here, let's say custom date by 31st, right? Expiring on this, which time zone? Asia, Kolkata time zone. And what is the profile? This is the profile that user is having it. Is that user is active? Yes, the user is active. What is the license that user is holding? Salesforce license. Click on it, assign. Done. Now we have assigned the user. One user we have assigned it. If I refresh the user, I can see permission set assignment on the user level. On the user level, we have a permission set. So we have a app permission set 7/8/2023. That is today we have assigned it, and the expiry date is 31st/8/2023, 11:59 p.m. IST time zone. IST time zone. Now let me log in as a Virat Kohli now. Click on refresh. Now if I click on a refresh button, now let's say here, now I can see 3 applications, right? So here it is a Swapna ID, additional one which we can see. Additional one we can see. Now if you want to extend few more application, you can extend it. Let's assume that I wanted to extend the, let's go to the permission set. Now in the permission set, app permission set. In the permission set, I'm going to increase few more applications. Click on assigned apps. If you click on assigned apps and click on the edit button, let's assume that I wanted to show, let's say, sales console and student, right? So what else? Sales, let's say service also. Service standard. Click on it, save. Now I have assigned these many apps to this permission set, and this permission set is assigned to this user. Now if I go back to the here, click on the refresh button. Click on the refresh button, and then let's say here, click on this, view all. Now this user is able to see sales console, student, sales, right, service. These are the different applications they are able to see. Now, not only at the application level, even at the object level. Let's assume that right now this user is having a new button on the account level, and let's say this user is having a inline editing option is available. Now what I'll do is profile level. I'll make a changes to the profile level to restrict the access at the account object level. Now click on this profile. Now edit. Now let's go down. Let's say I'm going to remove the create, edit. I'm deleting the account, creating the account, editing the account, and modify all. I'm removing at the profile level. I'm removing at the profile level. Now let's click on save. Now this profile is assigned to the user. This profile is assigned to the user, which is user called Virat Kohli. Now let's go back to the incognito. Let's refresh. Now here, if I click on the clients, I cannot see the new button now because we have removed the create, edit, delete. Now we cannot see edit, delete options are not available. Details. Now entity type cannot be updated clients, right? So it is showing here, but it is going to take time to reflect. Now let me refresh again. But user is not able to edit it because we have removed the create, edit, delete, modify all. We have removed it. Let me log out and log in back. This is the username. I'm going to iterate. Okay, remind me later. Now here, let's say client. We don't have a new button. Perfect. So here, detail section. Now inline editing is not available. We cannot see inline editing. What is the reason why we cannot see inline editing? Because at the profile level, we have restricted the access at very less. Only person can read and view the data. Person can read the account and then view the data. Right? So only this access we have given. That's the reason the Virat Kohli is not able to edit the account and he is not able to even create the new record. Now what I'll do is by using the permission set, we have assigned the permission set, right? So by using the permission set, what I can do is I'll go to the object setting. In the permission set, we'll go to the object setting. In the object setting, I'll click on the accounts and then edit and provide the read, create. Basically, I'll provide all the access. All the access I will provide it. Now I have extended the access in the permission set and this permission set is already assigned to the Virat Kohli. Now let me go back here, refresh. Refresh and then let's click on the client. Now the person is able to see the new button. And if I open this client and the user will be able to see the edit option also. Edit, delete options are available. Now inline editing, it will take time, but it will populate it. It will populate. So like this, we will be able to modify the access by just assigning the permission set. So permission set is to extend the access of the profile. It will not decrease the access. It will not decrease the access. It will just extend the access of the profile. Permission set is always extend the access of the profile. Now click on this remind me later and client. Now go to this, open one of the client, click on the detail section. Now we can see here edit option. Now if I enter anything here, it will allow me saving the record, because we have extended the access by assigning the permission set to the user. Right? Take a notes of this. Then we will see the properties of permission set. Then we will see the properties of permission set. Let me know once you are done taking the notes. Yes, you can add a single permission set to the multiple users. When you click on add user, it will give you all the user details. It will give all the user details. Take a notes of it, then I'll explain. Done? Okay. Let's see the properties of permission set. So permission set is always have a true. That means, now for example, right now, the permission set which I have created assigned to single user. It is assigned to single user. Now, if I wanted to assign the same permission set to the multiple users, I can assign it. To the multiple users, I can assign it. It's all depending on the requirement. It's all depending on the requirement. Now here, if I go to the permission set, and let's open the app permission set, and here manage assignments, Now Virat Kohli is already there. Now if you want to assign a different people, like a integration, June batch, right? June batch is already admin. Now let's say Neeraj, right? Where is the users we have it? You can assign multiple people. Now the Virat Kohli is already there. Now if I click on this checkbox, what will happen? If I'm Virat Kohli is already, we have assigned it. Now if I try to re-add again, so what will happen? It will say that only 5 assignments are failed. The reason is, now here Virat Kohli is cannot assign the permission set to user integration. It is giving the information. The user license does not allow the permission set to edit the account. And this charter fee, we cannot assign this permission set to the Neeraj because the user license does not allow the object permission. Same with everybody, right? Now let's say here, click on done. Now Virat Kohli is already there, add assignment. I'll just add the Virat Kohli here. Click on the next. Let's say assign. Now one assignment is failed. See the status. So you can see here, duplicate permission set assigning. That means for this user, already permission set is assigned. Now again, you are trying to reassign the same permission set. So that means duplicate permission set assignment. Okay, now let's go ahead and add few more users. Let's say that instead of a charter free license, now what I'll do is I'll go to the run this mommy, click on the next button, click on assign. Cannot complete the operation because it would exceed the number of apps allowed by the user license. What are the user licenses there? User license is Salesforce platform. So it will extend the, now whatever the applications that we are providing it, that cannot be handled by this user. That cannot be handled by this user. Now let's say I'll take the system admin only. Now I can assign to the June batch. Click on the next button. Click on assign. Now it is assigned to the two users, June batch and Virat Kohli. So you can assign multiple users, but only the thing is that you need to cross check what are the permissions that we are assigning it. What are the permissions that which we are assigning it? Is that license, is that user license, will it be able to handle that permission set or not? Because every license has a certain restriction. Every license has certain restrictions, like a Salesforce platform user. Now that license will have a less application view. If you are assigning the permission set that has a more application view, it cannot be handled. So ultimately Salesforce is going to throw an error. Otherwise, if license is able to handle this permission set, you can go ahead and assign this permission set to the multiple users. And permission set is always have to be true. There is no way that you can deactivate it, activate it. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. Or else there is no option that you can specify that, okay, this one is an active permission set, this is a deactive permission set. Like that, you cannot create it. It has to be, once it is created, that means it is active. Once it is created, that means it is active. So once a user can have a multiple permissions, one user can have a multiple permissions, whereas one permission set can have a multiple users. Now, this user, right now it is assigned only one permission set. But if you want a multiple permission set to be assigned to the single user, if you want to assign multiple permission set, you can assign it. You can assign multiple permission set to this user, right? So which is possible, you can assign it. Similarly, one permission set can have a multiple users. One permission set can have multiple users. Permission sets are used to grant the permissions temporarily or a long term to specific fields. Till you have a access to the permission set, till it is assigned the permission set to the user, user will be able to perform the additional accessibility, whatever is there, user can perform it. If I remove that, immediately user will lose the functionality. They will not be able to access. And while creating the permission set, license is not mandatory. License is not mandatory, but creating a permission set with license, the license type cannot be changed. In case if you are creating a permission set, let's assume that I'm creating a one more permission set here. Let's say new, I'm creating the new permission set. Let's say that this is a dummy permission set. Now this dummy permission set is this dummy permission set license. I'm going to assign here, let's say sales license, Salesforce license. Let's say sales user license. Click on your save. Now, once I create a permission set, if I wanted to change the license, click on here, edit properties. You cannot change the license. You cannot change the license. Even if you go to the permission set, now here, dummy license, you do not have an edit option here, only delete and clone. And if you click on this permission set, if you try to edit the properties, only the property you can make it label, API name, description, session, activation required. License, you cannot change it. So you have to be very careful whenever you are creating a permission set. what is the license that you are assigning it. In case later, if you wanted to change the license for the permission set, you cannot change. You cannot change the license on the permission set later. Now, we can create, like I have created 2 permission set. Tomorrow they will come back another 2 permission set. Tomorrow they will come back, client will come back another 10 permission set. Like how many permission set can be created in the Salesforce org? How many permission sets can be created? The limitations for the creating the permission set is 1000. 1000 permission sets can be created inside the Salesforce. 1000 permission sets can be created inside the Salesforce. Now, how many permission sets can be assigned to the user? 1000 permission set, right? So on the user level, you can add, let's go to the user. Now in this user level, how many permission sets can I assign to the user? Now here we have so many permission sets are there. Now what is the limitations? How many can I add it to the user? 1000 permission sets you can add it to the user. There is no specific limitations or something. If you are able to create 1000 permission set, 1000 permission sets you can assign it to the user. But in the real time, we will not do all the permission sets assigning to the single user. That is nowhere in the real time. We will not be doing it. Maximum we can assign 10. That is a very huge one. 10 is a very high. If you ask me what are the projects that I have worked on it, very difficult project that I have seen, maximum 5 permission sets we have assigned. Maximum 5 permission sets we have assigned. Take a notes of it.
Ma'am, I have one doubt.
Yes.
So after assigning the permission set to the particular user, if we have done any changes in the permission set, it will apply automatically to the
Yes,
particular
it is
user.
automatically applied.
Okay, thank you.
So once you assign the permission set, whatever the changes we are making it later on the permission set, those will be automatically applied to those users.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Take a notes of it. Let me know once it is done. Okay. Now, what do you mean by on single permission set? What is limit? What is limit for adding the users? That's the same. You can add it as many as there is no limit. You can add how many users you have it. You can add it. But that's what I'm saying. In the real time, we will not go one permission set assigning to the 1000 users. I know. Okay, let's move on now. So far we have seen the profile, license, users, permission set. Now mostly the question will be asked is, what is the differences between the profile and permission set? What is the differences between the profile and permission set? Now let's see the differences between the profile and permission set. Profile is, now profile have a most restrictive settings. That means whenever we create a profile with less access. And permissions a user assigned to the profile should have. That means whenever we are creating the user should be assigned to the profile. Whereas permission set is to extend the access of the profile on the user level. A user can have only one profile assigned. A user can have only one profile can be assigned. Now user can have a multiple permission set, more than one permission set you can assign it. Maximum 1000 permission sets you can assign it. 1000 permission sets you can assign it. Now every user must be assigned to the profile. Every user must be assigned to the profile. Now, whereas permission set, it is not necessary that every user should have a permission set. In the real time, it's not necessary that every user should have a permission set. There are few users does not have a permission set. Few user does have a permission set. So it's all depending on the requirement. You cannot say that, okay, whenever I'm creating the user, the permission set should be assigned. No, it's not necessary. It's not necessary. Now here, these are the differences. Maximum these three differences is enough. Take a note of it. Done? Okay. Now assignment. Create a new permission set. Clone the minimum access. What are the minimum access profile is there? Clone that profile and create a Salesforce profile and name it as a Salesforce minimum access. Salesforce minimum access. Now create a new user. First name is a Hemant and user last name is a Kumar and the user license is Salesforce. Profile is the Salesforce minimum access. And once creation of the user is done, create a permission set. Create a permission set. Label is temporary account. Permission set name. Label is temporary account edit. And the API name automatically it will take. Checkbox is session required, should be false. This should be false. And license is none. Once the permission set is created, then go to the object which is called account. Go to the object which is called account and then enable the permission, modify all. Now here minimum access should not be having the modify all, right? So just extend it using the permission set, modify all account using the permission set, and then assign this permission set to the Hemant Kumar. Take a notes of it. Done. Let me know once it is done. Next assignment 2. Create a permission set. Label is email permissions. So you need to create a permission set name where it is email permissions. Now API name automatically will be taken email underscore permissions, and session activation required should be false. And license is none. And assign this permission set to the Hemant Kumar. So what should happen? Now in this, what you need to enable is email option you should be enabled. Now if you go to the permission set, cancel this. Now let's go to the permission set, which is a app permissions. Now in the permissions, now go to the system permissions. System permissions. Now here you have a few options which are related to the email. Let's say that single email or a mass email, send a email, right? Send a email, enable it. And then you also have a one more thing which is called as a mass email. One more thing which is called mass email. Now this is also enabled, right? On the profile level, they should be disabled and permission set enable this. Mass email and single email, send email should be enabled. Now once it is done, click on the save, assign this permission set to the Hemant Kumar. Take a notes of it. Done. Take in the notes. Okay, let's go for it. Now here, let's assume that now we have created a permission set. Now this is one permission set which we have created assigned to the user 1. And we have created few permission sets. As per the client requirement, we have created at least 5 permission sets. We have created at least 5 permission set. Now that means this is a these five permission set needs to be assigned to the user. To the user. Now this is also assigned to the user, and this is also assigned to the user. Let's assume that tomorrow somebody else is joined. Another user is joined. There is another user is joined. When the another user is joined, now this user also need a same permission set. This is the user 5. This is also so tomorrow one more person is joined. So for this person is also we have to assign the all permission set. Now it is difficult for the admin team to remember what are the permission sets are assigned to the user 1. Same permission set we need to assign it to the user 5 also. So what they have to do is they have to go to the user 1 and check single every individual permission set and note down assign the same permission set to the user 5. So this is very difficult task. So instead of doing that, so what we can do is we can group all this together. I can group all this together. That means what are the permission sets we have? What are the permission sets we have? All these permission set, I can group it. I can group all the permission set. I can group all the permission set. Now, which is group it and assign this group to the whoever is required. Now, if it is required for the user 1, I can simply assign the group. If user 5 is needed, I can simply assign this group to the user 5. User 5, I can assign it. Tomorrow, user 6 is joined. Tomorrow, user 6 is joined. Simply, I can assign this group to the user 6. So, this is called permission set group. This is called permission set group. Permission set group. So permission set group is nothing but it is introduced in the Spring 20. Salesforce has introduced the permission set group. So in Spring 20, Salesforce introduced the permission set group. So to combine the multiple permission sets into a single permission set group for a user assignment. That means I have a permission set A, permission set B, permission set C, permission set D. Now this user is, these 3 permissions are assigned to this user. And one more user is also assigned to this 3 permission set. One more user also assigned to this 3 permission set. Now what I can do is I can combine this permission set to the permission set group and I can assign this permission set group to the user, another new user. Now tomorrow if I create a new permission set, I'll create a new permission set which is a D and I can assign it to the group. So what will happen? This group is containing the multiple permission set. If I change anything in the permission set, ultimately, automatically, the group will be getting affected and the user, those permissions will be applied. So any of the permission set, if I change it, all these permission set changes will be applied onto the permission set group, and through the permission set group, whoever is having this user permission set group, those all users, it will be permission sets are assigned. Those users permission sets are assigned. Take a notes of it. Done. Take any notes of it. So let's go ahead and create one permission set. So in order to create a permission set group, we have to go to the setup, users permission set group, and the label name is, we need to enter the label name. Whatever the permission set group name is there, we can enter the permission set group. API name is automatically taken, and the description we need to specify. Session activation required, which is same as the password permission set. Whatever the single permission set is there, that's the same thing. Session activation required. Now let's go ahead and create it. Now in order to create a permission set, setup and go to the users. Here we have a permission set groups. Now I'll create a new permission set group. Click on this new permission set group. I'll say here custom permission set group. Custom permission set group. Now click on this save. Once it is saved, now I wanted to assign the multiple permissions to the permission set group. Now in order to assign that, click on this manage assignment. Click on manage assignment. When you click on a manage assignment, it will open up this screen and click on the add assignment. Click on add assignment. Now here also you can assign the users. You can also assign the users. You can assign the users at the permission set level. Also, you can assign the users at the permission set group level by clicking on the manage assignment. Now here in the permission set, we have a permission sets in the group. Permission sets in the group. Click on that permission sets in the group. Click on the add permission. Add permission set. Let's say I'm adding the app permission set, and then I'm adding the dummy permission set. I'm adding the dummy permission set. If you want, you can assign the multiple permission set. Click on done. Now I have assigned the two permission set to the group. One is a app permission set, second one is a dummy permission set. Right? So you can add 1,000 permission sets, you can add it to the permission set group. Now here, let's say custom permission set group. Custom permission set group. Now we are assigning it. Either you can assign the user for each permission set, or else what you can do is you can assign it the group level. You can assign it the group level also. Now also in the permission set group, you have a object settings, everything is available. Now if you go to the object settings, now here automatically account, read, create, edit, delete, view all, modify all. From where it is taking it, it is taking from the one of the permission set. Now in the permission set, we have a app permission set. In the app permission set account level, we have specified the modify all. So that's the same permission sets are get applied to the group level. That's the same permission set will be applied at the group level. In case if you wanted to modify it, you can modify it. But group level is basically, that means whatever the access you have at the each permission set, all will be combined and it will be displayed on the permission set group. All will be combined and it will display on the permission set group. Now what you can do is go to the user. Let's say you have a users here. Now let's go to the Virat Kohli. Now what I'll do is instead of assigning the permission set, I'll delete this permission set. I'll delete the another permission set also. Now what we will do is we will assign the permission set group. We will assign the permission set group. Now here we have a permission set group assignment. Click on that and we have a custom permission set, assign it. Now both the permission ultimately, so it is saying that Salesforce license to assign, available licenses are 2. Now it is permission set group assignment. Now this group assignment is when I assign this permission set group, when assign permission set group, ultimately or indirectly, whatever the permission sets are available within the group, all the permission sets are assigned to the user. Right? Now, if I go and check the user, login as a user, let me log out. Click on the, let's check the username. So this is the username. Now this is the username. Click on this. Now if I go to the client, which is the account, now we can have a new edit, delete all the options, whatever we are applying it, we can see. And similarly, we can see all the applications, whatever the applications we have assigned at the permission set level, those are we can assign it. Right, so permission set group, properties of the permission set group is permission set group consists of one or more permission set, maximum 1000 permission sets we can create it. Permission set cannot be modified in the permission set group. I cannot directly modify the permissions on the permission set group. I cannot directly modify the permissions on the permission set group. If you want to modify the permissions, go to the permission set and modify it. It will automatically apply onto the group. If permission is modified in the permission set, then that same will be impacted at the permission set group. So one user can have a multiple permission set group. There is no, I mean, you get more than one permission set group, you can assign it. That means you can add 1000 permission sets to the permission set group, or ultimately 1000 permission set groups also you can add it to the user level. So simplify the user assignment to the permission set. Now we can add up to 100 permissions to the permission set group. Take a notes of it.
Hi, Swapna.
Yes, right.
Yeah, Swapna, I got some network issue and got disconnected. Maybe you have explained what I am going to ask, but just want to confirm. Uh, like a, these permission sets, can we directly assign it to user like this without having a user assigned to profile?
First of all, we cannot create a user without profile.
Okay.
If we have to create a user, profile should be there.
Okay. Okay, and these permission sets, when we are creating, we are assigning it to none, right? Like license. So can we assign the user to a having a profile with license like license is Salesforce for the user, right? So can we assign it to multiple users having different licenses, like only Salesforce?
What do you mean by that?
Like user one, okay, we can assign multiple permission sets to the user, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, got. Sorry, I got confused at that
Okay.
point. Okay. So we can assign this permission set having none as a license to any of the user with any license.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah. So let's move on. Assignment 3. Create a permission set group. Label PSG. API PSG. Automatically it will be taken. Session activation required should be false. License is none. Now assign the permission set, that the one which you have created in the assignment 2. Assignment 1. Whatever the permission sets you have created, assign it to the permission set group. And that group is assigned to the Hemant. Take a notes of it. Done, take in the notes. Okay, let's move on. And one more option. Now, whenever you are creating the fields, right? For example, I'll go to the some custom object. Let's say here. Now let's assume that I'll go to the some custom object, the one which we have created. What is the custom object that we have created?
Position.
Positions we have created. So let's go to the position object, fields and relationship. Now let's say here I'm going to create a one field, position name, position status, skills required. Let's say I'm going to create a description. Click on new button. Now field I'm going to create is text area long, and the next description. Description and visible is 3 line. Click on the next button. Now step 2 is entering the details, and then we have a field level security at the profile level. We have a profile level security. Now in case if you want a permission level security while creating the field, along with the profile, if you want to make it as a permission set. Now third screen is enable the field level security at the profile level. At the profile level. Now if you click on the next button, adding to the page layout, adding to the page layout. But let's assume that while creating the field, I also want to make it as a permission set level. Permission set level. So go to the user management settings, and here we have a field level security for the permission sets during the field creation. During the field creation. Now if I enable this, what will happen while creating the field? While creating the field, now the field level security for the permission sets will get enabled. Now let me Go to the fields and relationship. Let's refresh this page. Now here we have, let's click on the new button. I'll take the text area along and then click on the next button. And here description. And click on the next button. Now, establish the field level security. Step 3, what will happen? Permission set. If you enable this, automatically all the permission sets, app permission set, experience profile manager, lightning email present permission set, and the script integration user, SFDC, right? So everybody, I want the access. Then simply say here permission set. Click on the next, add to the page layout, and then save. That means I have it, this third screen gets changed. So what will happen? This includes the permission set and have a create, read, edit, delete access to the fields object. If no permission set have that access to the field object, the list includes all the permission set. Now select the permission set to which you want to grant the access at the field level security. Sometimes whenever we are creating the field, profile level is very much mandatory, but sometimes what we will do is profile level, we will give the less access. Less access, we do not want the full access at the profile level. So in that case, what we will do is in the real time, we will enable this field level security permission set during the field creation. We will enable and we will assign only to the permission set, not at the profile level. So if you have a permission sets, most of the permission sets which are handling all the CRUD operations, profile is the minimum access profile. Right? In that case, we will use the permission set. If you think that you do not have a permission set to worry, you have a only profile to worry, then disable this. If you disable it, you will be able to see step 3 as a established field level security is profile level. Now if I go here, description. Now click on the next button. Now it is profile level. So that's the option latest we have added because Salesforce suggests to create a profile with a less access and extend the access with the permission set. That means if you have a requirement to create a 4 profiles, and if you know that all the 4 profiles, just one checkbox is different, then in that case, what we will do is we will create only 1 profile and rest 3 additional permission sets we will create it. Now, next topic is roles. Next topic is roles. Now, we are done with the permission set. Moving on to the roles. Roles, we will just discuss the definition of it. We will see in depth tomorrow. Okay, so roles are basically, now we know permission set or profile is what user can do is decided at the decided by the profile. Whereas roles are at the record level. Record level, that means I have a records. Now, if you go to the account or if you go to the lead, you have records, right? So record level access, if I wanted to control the record level access, how can we do that? One of the way is using the Salesforce roles. Using the Salesforce roles, we can control the record level access that can define what data a user can see in the Salesforce. Record level, we can control at the record level to define what user can see in the Salesforce. So roles are designed to increase the data visibility to open up the access in Salesforce records. So mostly the roles are used for their record. Profile permissions are used for the object, field, page layout, application, Apex classes, visual force, that is used for the profile and permission set. Whereas the roles are record level, Salesforce record, individual record data visibility for the user. That means we can increase the data visibility through roles by using the role hierarchy in Salesforce. Now take a notes of it. So when I say role hierarchy here is nothing but, you guys have taken the notes. Done. Okay. So role hierarchy is nothing but, let's say, for example, in the company, there are so many members are working, but everybody has a certain role. Like vice president is there in the company, CEO is there in the company, CTO is there, CFO is there, and solution architect is there, technical architect, developer, and a human resource. And also within the human resource, there is a recruiting manager or recruiter. There are so many people will be there, right? These everybody has a certain role. Everybody has a certain role. Now recruiter is reporting to the recruiting manager. Recruiting manager is reporting to the human resource, and solution architect is reporting to the CTO. Technical architect is reporting to the CTO. Developer is reporting to the CTO, and CFO, CTO is reporting to the CEO. Right? CEO is reporting to the VP. Now, when this reporting is nothing but, now this solution architect can see only some portion of it, only few records they can see. But CTO can see the records of solution architect, CTO can see the records of technical architect, CTO can see the records of the developer. Similarly, CFO can see the human resource, head and recruiting manager and recruiter. Everybody's records this person can see. But CFO cannot see the records done by the CTO. Who can see? CEO can see. CEO can see what is happening at the CTO level, the records, CFO level records also. Now, similarly, VP can see everybody's data. That means here data visibility is, this is very less and this is very, very less. And here recruiting manager is little bit more and human resources little bit more. And CFO can see more data. Here CTO can see more data. Now CEO can see more data. Whereas VP can see everybody's data. VP can see everybody's data. Now from less visibility to the more visibility can be done by the role. So role is going to decide what data or what records you can see in the Salesforce. Clear? So this is the diagram. Now that's all for today. Let's go for the interview questions. Interview questions are: what is permission set in Salesforce? What all can be controlled in the permission set? What is the differences between the profile and permission set? How many permission sets can be linked to the user? Can I create a permission set without selecting a license? What is profile? what is role, how to change the profile view in Salesforce, what are the differences between the user and profile, and also few more. What are the properties of permission set? What are the properties of permission set group? Can admin change the permission set directly in permission set group? How admin can restrict the permission set assignment only sometime. Can permission set assign to multiple users? These are the questions, and we'll ping you the trial head link. That's all for today.